Welcome back my YouTube channel Old Coin ZE Collection. Today, we're diving into a coin that holds a special place in the history of US currency. This coin 1972 Jefferson nickel. It's not just a coin you might find in your pocket change. Some versions of this nickel are worth a lot more than you might expect. So, stick around as we break down its value, history, and why this coin is so collectible. First, let's talk about the 1972 Jefferson nickel itself. The nickel, featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse, has been a staple in American coinage since 1938. But what makes the 1972 version special? The 1972 nickel was minted in several places, including the Philadelphia Mint, Denver Mint, and San Francisco Mint. However, the most common versions you'll find are the regular circulation pieces from Philadelphia and Denver. These nickels contain 75% copper and 25% nickel, with a diameter of 21.2 millimeters. Despite its historical significance, the 1972 nickel was produced in very high quantities, making it a relatively easy find in circulation. But don't be fooled. There are certain varieties of the 1972 Jefferson nickel that are worth a lot more than their face value. To understand the value of a coin, it helps to know how it was made. The 1972 nickel was minted during a time when coin production was consistent and reliable, with millions of coins rolling off the presses every year. During 1972, the United States was in the midst of a significant shift in coin design and minting methods, with the Philadelphia Mint seeing the majority of the nickel production. However, some variations and errors in the coin striking process make the 1972 Jefferson nickel truly interesting. While the majority of 1972 nickels are worth their face value of 5 cents, there are certain versions and error coins that can fetch much higher prices at auction or in a private sale. One of the most significant rare versions of the 1972 nickel is the double die variety. This is an error caused during the minting process, where the coin's design was stamped twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the text and numbers. These double die varieties are highly sought after by collectors. If you have one of these coins, you could potentially sell it for a higher value, often in the hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the condition and the severity of the doubling. Another interesting variation involves the mint marks. Most 1972 nickels from Philadelphia were issued without a mint mark, which was common for coins minted in that city at the time. However, there were also some mint-marked coins, particularly proof versions produced at the San Francisco Mint. Proof coins, unlike regular circulation coins, were made for collectors and have a special, shiny finish. These coins are typically worth more than regular ones, and the 1972 proof nickels are no exception, with values ranging from a few dollars to hundreds, depending on their condition and scarcity. Now, let's talk about what you really want to know. The value of the 1972 Jefferson nickel. The value of this coin can vary significantly based on its condition, mint mark, and any rare errors. A typical, circulated 1972 nickel with no errors or special markings is worth, well, a nickel 5 cents. However, as we mentioned, certain rare coins can command impressive amounts. For example, a 1972 double die error nickel could be worth anywhere from $500 to over $20,000 depending on the severity of the doubling and its condition. Mint condition proof coins can range from $10 to $50 or more. To really understand a coin's value, you need to know how it's graded. Coin grading is essential in determining a coin's worth and its desirability to collectors. The most common grading scale is the 70-point scale, where a perfect coin is graded 70, and coins with wear or damage receive lower grades. For instance, a 1972 Jefferson nickel graded in MS 65 mint state 65 will typically be worth around $5 to $10, but one graded MS 67 could push the price upwards of $50 or more. Let's take a moment to talk about the market for rare 1972 Jefferson nickels. Coin collectors are always looking for rare variations, and that demand drives the value. Auctions, online marketplaces, and even coin shows are great places to find buyers and sellers of rare Jefferson nickels. Websites like eBay and Heritage Auctions frequently feature these coins in their listings. With prices reflecting both the coin's condition and its rarity. So, how can you spot a valuable 1972 Jefferson nickel in your collection or in a jar of change? Let me show you. First, look for signs of doubling. This is most noticeable in the date or on the word Liberty. If you see any signs of double images, you might have a double die error. Next, check for mint marks. A coin from Philadelphia will have no mint mark, but if you find an S mint mark, that's another clue it's a proof coin. Finally, let's talk about collecting these nickels. If you're new to coin collecting, it's a good idea to start with the more common versions and slowly work your way up to rarer coins. Jefferson nickels are a great way to start, as they are not only affordable but also rich in history. Keep an eye out for special errors like the double die or overmint marks. And always use proper coin preservation methods to maintain your collection's value. So, there you have it, the 1972 Jefferson nickel and its many variations. While it's not the rarest coin in the world, it's certainly one with a lot of history and potential value if you know what to look for. If you have any 1972 Jefferson nickels lying around, make sure to check for those rare errors and mint marks, the 1964 Jefferson nickel. And not just any regular nickel, we're talking about one that could be worth a staggering $40,700. Sounds incredible, right? Stay tuned as we uncover the details of this remarkable coin. Let's start by taking a look at the coin itself. The Jefferson nickel, first minted in 1938, features a design that showcases Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers of the United States. This design has seen a few changes over the years, but the 1964 version remains one of the most iconic. The obverse features a portrait of Jefferson, facing to the right. The inscription reads, Liberty at the top and In God We Trust below, with the year of minting, **1964**, just underneath his neck. The reverse shows Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia, with the words Monticello at the top and E Pluribus Unum beneath it. The coin also has a 5-cent denomination and the mint mark located near the bottom, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. Now, you might be wondering, what makes the 1964 Jefferson nickel so special? Well, while most 1964 nickels are worth only face value, 5 cents, there's a small handful of rare examples that can fetch a premium price. The key to understanding this coin's value lies in a minting error that occurred during the production of a few nickels that year. It turns out that a small number of 1964 Jefferson nickels were accidentally struck with a silver alloy, rather than the usual copper-nickel mix. This happened because of a transition period in the U.S. Mint when they were trying to adjust to a shortage of nickel for coin production. This error, while rare, was enough to make these specific nickels incredibly valuable among collectors. You might be thinking, how can I tell if I have one of these silver nickels? Great question. Let's talk about how you can identify this special error coin. First up, magnetic testing. Regular 1964 nickels are made from a copper-nickel alloy, which means they are not magnetic. However, silver is magnetic. If you use a magnet and your coin is attracted to it, there's a good chance it's the silver version. Next, weigh the coin. A regular nickel weighs 5 grams, but the silver version is slightly heavier, coming in at about 5.4 grams. This difference is because silver weighs more than copper and nickel. If your coin weighs more, that's a big clue. Finally, let's talk about the sound test. If you drop the coin on a hard surface, listen carefully. Silver has a distinct, higher-pitched sound compared to a copper-nickel coin. It's subtle, but it can help confirm if you've got a silver variant. Okay, now that we know how to identify a silver 1964 Jefferson nickel, let's talk about the value. As of recent years, the value of these silver era coins has been skyrocketing, and collectors are paying top dollar for the rare examples. The most famous sale of a silver 1964 Jefferson nickel was in 2016, where one of these coins sold for a mind-blowing $40,700 at auction. Can you imagine finding a coin like that in your pocket change? But before you get too excited, it's important to note that only a handful of these silver nickels exist, so they are extremely rare. Now, what makes them so valuable is not just the silver content, but the fact that they are error coins, which are highly sought after by collectors. Error coins are always more valuable because they are one of a kind, and this makes them highly desirable on the market. whether you're an experienced collector or just starting out. There are a few key things to keep in mind when looking for rare coins like the 1964 silver nickel. Always inspect coins carefully. Pay attention to unusual characteristics like weight, magnetism, and sound. Get your coins graded. Professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC can authenticate and assign a grade to your coin, which can drastically affect its value. A high-grade coin in excellent condition is always worth more. Research the market. Values can fluctuate, and the demand for certain coins can increase over time. Keep up with auction results and trends in the coin world. Let's take a look at a couple of real-life examples of collectors finding rare 1964 Jefferson Nickels. There are stories of people finding these silver nickels in old change jars, coin rolls, and even from estate sales. In one notable story, a coin collector discovered a silver 1964 Jefferson nickel among a pile of nickels they had inherited. After having it authenticated, it sold for over $30,000. Stories like these make coin collecting so exciting. It's not just about the value, though. For many collectors, it's about the thrill of the hunt, the history, and the joy of adding something truly unique to their collection. So, whether you're hunting for hidden treasures in your own collection or just enjoying the beauty and history of coins, the 1964 Jefferson nickel is a perfect example of how the world of numismatics piece of currency. The 2001 Jefferson nickel. Let's explore the history, the unique features, and most importantly, the value of this fascinating coin. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your coin collection journey, stick around. This one's going to be exciting. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you never miss an episode. The 2001 Jefferson nickel is a standard United States 5-cent coin, but it has more to offer than meets the eye. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint in 2001, the Jefferson nickel is a part of the long-standing series of nickels that have been in circulation for over 80 years. The coin features two main components: Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, and Monticello, his historic home in Virginia. These elements have been a part of the nickel since 1938, and they carry a lot of history with them. On the obverse, we see a portrait of Thomas Jefferson. The reverse showcases Monticello, Jefferson's estate, designed by the famous architect, James Hoban. Now, let's zoom in on the specific details of the 2001 Jefferson nickel. First, let's talk about the P mint mark. The P stands for Philadelphia, the mint that produced this coin. It's important to note that not all nickels from this year carry the P mint mark. In fact, it was the first time in 50 years that nickels were minted at Philadelphia, so it's a key feature for collectors. Interestingly, the 2001 coin was released during a time when the United States was undergoing changes in currency design. The 2001 Jefferson nickel is part of a series of coins that were minted for circulation, and it marks a pivotal moment in the history of U.S. coinage. Let's get to the exciting part, the value. The 2001 Jefferson nickel, as you might expect, is worth much more than its face value of 5 cents in certain cases. Most of the 2001 nickels in circulation today are worth their face value. That's 5 cents. However, when looking at the coin in higher grades, its value can increase significantly. For example, uncirculated specimens can fetch a price between $1 to $3 depending on the condition and demand. But here's where it gets really interesting. Rare varieties and coins in exceptional condition can go for much more. Some coins have been known to sell for as much as $40,900. Yes, you heard that right. But those are incredibly rare and typically involve special features like errors in minting or an incredibly pristine grade. Speaking of rare finds, let's talk about the possibility of finding error coins in your collection. Error coins are highly sought after by collectors, and the 2001 Jefferson nickel is no exception. There have been reports of some 2001 Jefferson nickels with minting errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or even missing mint marks. These errors are what make certain coins so highly valuable. A coin with an off-center strike, for example, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars if it's in good condition. Keep your eyes peeled for any unusual markings or irregularities on your Jefferson nickels. You might just find one of these rare error coins. So, how do you check if your 2001 Jefferson nickel could be valuable? First, examine the condition of your coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable it is. Look for any wear and tear that might affect the coin's details. Next, check the mint mark, especially for errors. An incorrect mint mark or a missing mint mark can dramatically increase the coin's value. Finally, make sure to get your coins graded by a professional if you suspect it might be valuable. Grading services like NGC or PCGS can give you a definitive answer on your coin's worth. The market for Jefferson Nickels, particularly from the early 2000s, has been steady. Auction results for high-grade or rare varieties have shown consistent demand. If you're looking to sell, keep an eye on trends and consult with experts in the numismatic community. To wrap up, the 2001p Jefferson Nickel is an interesting and valuable coin. This humble 5-cent coin could fetch as much as $38,600 in the right condition. But how? Why? And where can you find this hidden gem? Stick around as we dive deep into the history, rarity, and value of this incredible coin. Before we talk about the 2000 version, let's take a quick look at the Jefferson Nickels history. The Jefferson nickel was first issued in 1938, and it replaced the earlier Buffalo nickel. Its design features Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the obverse, and Monticello, his famous Virginia estate, on the reverse. Over the years, the design has remained relatively the same, with a few minor changes and updates to reflect the evolution of U.S. coinage and commemorative themes. The 2000 Jefferson nickel, however, stands out in a significant way. The 2000 Jefferson nickel is unique because of the way it was minted and the subtle errors that were made during its production. For those of you who love hunting for rare coins, this is the kind of treasure you want to look out for. In 2000, the U.S. Mint was commemorating the bicentennial of Thomas Jefferson's death. They decided to release a new design of the coin. This coin had an updated version of Jefferson's portrait, created by artist Felix Schlag. While most of the 2000 Jefferson nickels are fairly common, some have errors that make them incredibly valuable. And these are the ones that can bring in thousands of dollars. Error coins are the key to unlocking the value of the 2000 Jefferson nickel. These are coins that were struck with mistakes during the minting process, such as misprints, wrong metal content, or misplaced images. One of the most valuable errors on the 2000 Jefferson nickel is known as the wide AM variety. This refers to a spacing mistake on the reverse, where the letters and M in America are spaced farther apart than on regular coins. If you happen to find a 2000 nickel with this error, you might just have a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. A 2000 wide AM Jefferson nickel in great condition can be worth as much as $38,600, depending on its grade. Now that you know about the error, how can you identify one of these valuable coins? First, flip your coin over and look at the reverse side. Pay close attention to the spacing between the letters and M in the word America. In a regular 2000 Jefferson nickel, the and M are closer together. But in the wide AM version, the gap is significantly wider. This is the telltale sign that you may have found a rare coin. Now, it's important to note that the condition of your coin plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A coin in lower grades, like good or fine, will have less value compared to one in higher grades like MS 65 or MS-67. To get your coin graded, you'll need to take it to a professional grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. They'll evaluate your coin based on its appearance, wear, and quality. The higher the grade, the higher the value. So, if you find one of these rare error coins, how can you sell it for top dollar? One of the best ways to sell your valuable coin is through an auction, either online or at a physical auction house that specializes in rare coins. Online platforms like eBay are also great for reaching a wide audience of collectors. Just make sure to take high-quality photos of your coin, highlight its unique features, and list it with a clear description. Auction houses, like heritage auctions, often attract serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for rare pieces. Remember, the more rare and in-demand the coin, the higher the price. While the 2000 wide AM is one of the most valuable Jefferson nickels, it's not the only rare one. There are other Jefferson nickels from various years that also have significant value, such as the 1939 D, the 1942 D over horizontal D, and the 1950-D.SO. Make sure to keep your eyes peeled for older, rarer versions of the Jefferson nickel. If you find one, you could be holding a coin that's worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. As you can see, the 2005 Jefferson nickel is more than just a simple coin. It's a treasure piece of currency. Thank you for watching today's video and interesting. Be sure to subscribe my YouTube channel Old Coins E Collection.